Hello everybody, welcome back to the Our Smiling Faces podcast, brought to you by Guillermo Clothing and GEORDIE Gifts.
Got them in.
Got that in straight away. Emil's here.
Hello.
Mark's in Torquay. He's gone to get with some fake shirts.
Yeah, I asked for a few last night myself, actually.
Did you?
Just anything he can bring back.
We've taken a suitcase over just for Decker.
Yes.
A spare suitcase just for Gucci headbands for Decker.
Gucci headbands, that's all I want.
Rather than Slazenger ones.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Was that photo fake? Did it come out that photo was photoshopped?
What, when he signed?
Yeah.
No, it looked like a Slazenger thing.
I think it was real.
I think it was photoshopped.
He had the orange one on that didn't have anything on.
I'm sure it was photoshopped. Had to be. Someone's had a good laugh with it though, because it fooled me at the start. I'll tell you that.
It's silly with the white one on, to be fair. It was like, his hair was like that.
Yeah, it might be Photoshop. Like, no, our fans, it probably is.
Surprised it wasn't me.
Just
Let's be honest.
Just having another go, actually.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, we got to talk about Arsenal game. So, the first game of the season, the first competitive game under Steve Bruce. So, starting 11. We'll just go straight in.
Everyone's laughing at his name there.
It's just the situation I think we're laughing at, isn't it? Yeah. Just the situation where we are right now.
I can already hear, like, people's feet just kicking off.
I can as well.
What with the mention of Bruce?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
There's
So,
like a rumble outside.
start 11.
There's an alarm going off in here now.
It's that long, I was there last week.
Baby,
Going through that window. It didn't work last time. So yeah, start 11. Dubravka's in goal, even though he signed for Juventus a couple of weeks ago. Oh no, it wasn't Juventus. It was. No, I think he signed for Juventus and PSG in the same summer.
Yeah, they've got one of his arms each.
Did he hear that? I don't know, I'm going off topic of the start 11, but did he hear... I know he's listening to the podcast from 5 Live.
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
And Dubravka goes in that mentioning, saying, I'm just sat at home and I get a text of a friend saying...
You're in Paris Saint-Germain.
Fans asking him to boycott as well.
Fans asking him to boycott. I'm not sure what... let's be honest, I don't want to go into a game where we're goalkeepers boycotting the game.
That's what I thought as well. He said, I've been asked to boycott, but not attend the game. Like, just don't go in goal.
I'd love that.
I'll come back after the Arsenal game, but just not the Arsenal game. I'm not going to go in goal.
Local hero starts playing and he's just not there. Where's Mark gone?
Oh, he's boycotting this one.
Just looking around, like, where is he? He's in the outside with his megaphone. So yeah, moving on from Dubravka. That was a great podcast. If you haven't listened to that, it was a fantastic podcast.
I can't wait to meet him in the street.
Who, Dubravka?
Yeah, just going to get like videos with him and everything because he can't say no. He's already said he won't.
So he said that he loves like talking to other fans and stuff like that, and he'll always stop to have a chat with them and stuff like that. So Emil's going to carry a microphone around with him from now on.
No, ask him for a kidney or something like that. You'll have to. He'll do it.
Boy, got your kidneys. Yeah. So obviously at right back we had Manquillo, who's had a decent pre-season. Let's be honest with you.
He's the only one we could probably put there.
I think, true. And then in the back three we had Dummett, Lascelles, and Fabian Schär.
Mm-hmm. Dummett was a surprise for me.
Yeah, so especially with Fernandes playing pre-season and looking well in pre-season. We're back to the formation of the five at the back on a Rafa. On the left-hand side, it was Richie again. So it's really the back five was very similar to what it was last season on Rafa, apart from Dummett was in for likes of Lejeune it would have been, but he is injured, or Fernandes. A lot of fans are under the impression that Dummett's better at centre back anyway than what he is at left back.
That's what everyone keeps telling us.
So that's what everyone keeps saying.
Yep.
I think it's probably 50-50 at the moment because I think he probably is a decent left back.
Yep.
In the last few times I've seen him at
centre back. I thought he was there. I didn't even think Richie was playing left back. I
think it was a game where Richie was playing basically any way he wanted. Yeah. Let's be honest with you.
Well, we'll get
on to Richie and what happened later on in the game. Yeah. Centre midfield, we had the three of Shelvey, Longstaff, and Hayden.
Yep.
Obviously had Almiron and Joe Linton up front. Joe Linton. I'm going to have to get myself in that frame.
BBC didn't have Joe Linton on their lineup when I was looking through earlier. It was like this Almirio del Toro. I was like, who the hell's he?
Oh yeah, so if you go on the club website,
his real name.
Oh, it's crazy. His name. Absolutely crazy.
I haven't done that. Like, it's Joe Linton for me. That's what I'll say. I can't say Julie. I love that one.
It was Wellington. I've heard as
That's going to be an absolute big clip. That like just to have.
Zoom on that. Yeah.
Try and get that on the back of the shirt.
Remember back in the old days, like 50 pence a litre. Absolutely fucked. Pocket money gone.
I'm surprised he hasn't brought it back in. Ashley.
Probably are. Probably are.
You're not having Joe Linton.
You're not having Joe Linton on. You've got to have the full name.
Yeah.
Full numbers on the front.
They just start signing like
just looking round.
The longest player names in the world.
So yeah, like going in the game, I know in the prediction, I think we're a little bit too optimistic as the three were. So I think you had a 2-1 Newcastle win. Me and Mark both sat on the fence, went for a 1-1 draw.
I don't think
it was too optimistic. I think you're looking at that side with Arsenal, what they were missing.
depleted.
Missing the
wasn't
big Pepe, you know, you got Lacazette. I know Aubameyang played and he gave us a masterclass in being a poacher, but I don't think that was an Arsenal side that you would fear maybe 5 or 6 years ago. We said this before the game as well, didn't we? That definitely, you're not scared of Arsenal like you are.
Yeah, normally you're going to the games with Arsenal thinking we're going to get battered here, and I've seen many of them where we've just sat back. There was one on that pod we got beat like 7-1 or something ridiculous like that, and the goals just kept on coming and coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at before the game. Honestly, before the game, Sky put it on like their team, and God, I said to everyone sitting around us, they're shite, these, like, I mean, should you be getting right at these?
Because, I had to delete it, because it was like, we're shite.
Ozil, obviously, didn't turn up because he's getting done in or something or whatever, so there was another one gone.
What's the situation with that?
I don't know,
like,
I think the security checks, isn't it?
But a scared for his safety or something?
Well, someone was at his front door, wasn't it?
So they wouldn't let him out of the house?
Well, I think he's been banging someone's missus. I think it's
I wouldn't be worried if
Allegedly.
last match was...
Allegedly.
Yeah.
We'll get that in.
But no, he's been up to no good, like, and there's people,
Allegedly again.
there's people after him for some reason. So yeah, but anyway, he wasn't in the team, as you mentioned. Pepe wasn't in it. Lacazette wasn't in it.
Like Kolasinac is all caught up in the Ozil thing as well.
That's right. Yes,
he battered the guy.
Yeah. He battered the guy on the street.
Someone Ozil drove off.
Yeah.
He pushed him out the way. Scary that, like.
So the back four, man. I looked at the back four. I'm only talking on paper here, but I looked at it and I was like, I get it, these, like, I don't even know who they are. Like, do you know what I mean? We should be getting at them. And I thought our team was fine. I thought it was all right.
So we started off really well. Let's be honest with you. I think that
first 45 can't really.
We're fine. Absolutely, I thought we were fine.
Well, a few chances and they weren't. Yeah, good chances. Of course they weren't. But
well, I thought them had a lot of the ball still, but we weren't in any trouble at any point in that first half. There was one ball over the top where I thought he was offside, and he shot straight at Dubravka and he tipped it wide. Aubameyang did. Shelby hit the post, which was a great passage of play. He took the shot well. Joe Linton with a header. Richie crossed it and it went just wide.
Yeah.
Then I think Joe Linton had another chance where he somehow got through a few players,
didn't he?
Smashed it straight at the keeper.
He was unlucky.
He was unlucky, wasn't he?
I think it was a tough game for him to come into. You're against a classic top six side and so much pressure on him. But I think that it's going to take a while. But I think him and Almiron are really going to click eventually.
I think so.
So I want to touch a little bit on Almiron. He's doing the usual thing, running around the pitch, making himself busy. I'm not sure of that display if that's the position for him.
Well, I thought the first half he was pulling all the strings. I thought coming deep and driving on. I thought he was brilliant the first half. Second half he was.
I just thought it was a waste of his energy from what we had seen last season when he was like just terrorising the wings, just dropping in, and even when the ball was going out of play, he just getting every ball. I just thought he had the ball quite a lot, but he didn't have much option to run with it, and I feel that's what he does best.
Do you think it was set up though in a manner that was for Arsenal? So, like, because I think that Arsenal were far too strong on the wings, and they absolutely exploited us for that. Because did you realise that, like, Longstaff and Hayden, and I mentioned this in my player ratings, they barely saw much of the game. Like, they barely did anything, and it wasn't their fault. I think that Arsenal just did well in cutting them out completely. You had Maitland-Niles, you had that, is it Willock? I can't remember what the young lad's name was that they had, but he was brilliant. And
that Niles lad had about 7 shades of shit kicked out of him the amount of times he was on the deck.
Richie was braining him every chance he had. I think I agree with what you're saying there. I'm not a fan of the formation, to be honest, and I don't think I probably will ever will be. There's not enough width there for me.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with if they're playing 3 up front, well, it's not 3 up front, it's like 2 wide men and a lone striker. They've already got aggressive fullbacks as well, so all of a sudden you're totally outdone in the wide areas, meaning Hayden and Longstaff have to come out to try and... Now, I thought Hayden played very well, actually.
I did, I agree with you.
Most of Hayden's good stuff on the ball was from a right wing perspective, but he really put his foot in. He got stuck in as best he could. I thought Shelby was doing okay, but you could tell when he got hurt he never recovered. I thought Longstaff was absolutely dreadful.
Yeah,
he was off the pace, wasn't he? Off the pace,
And I don't want to batter him.
His first game back, really, though, in a proper competitive manner.
There's a lot of pressure on him. You know, I've talked about Joe Linton. You've just said there. You know, Longstaff, apparently he's a £50 million player.
He's just got as much pressure as what any of the new lads have.
A lot of pressure.
Because what was the 7 games he played last season?
7 or 9.
And obviously from those 7 games, what put him up there on a pedestal. Let's be honest with you.
And he's been out of the team, and he'll know about all these rumours of going to Man United and the value that he's worth and all the rest of it. So there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders as well.
So it's interesting on the 5 Live podcast, he talks about the start of last season, by being on the pre-season tour of Ireland. Then on the flight back, he basically gets told that he's off. He's going on loan somewhere. So he's going to Portsmouth. And it was all booked ready for him to go. Then last minute, Rafa's, I need you. just in case an injury happens to like sort of Diorme or Shelby or someone like that. So that's where his chance came. Then obviously December comes, he goes again in December to Rafa's door saying, I need first team football, and you see, well, you're not going yet. Then obviously the rest is history. That's when he got his chance. So he's, like I said, he's under as much pressure as anyone else at the club.
I think
even probably more so.
It's all with him. I think it's all potential. Like he's potentially going to be a great player. And I think when you're as young as he is in a team that like we are, you're going to have to just take the rough with the smooth. Like you're going to have games where he will be look like a Rolls Royce player. He's going to have games where he's not going to be. And unfortunately, Sunday was one of them. I thought he'd give the ball away all the time. Yeah. Like literally kept giving it away. Sometimes he's passing the ball and nobody was even there. Let alone like it's one of them. Do you know what I mean? He got pulled off. You know what I mean? Not like that, but he got pulled off.
Good game was it?
I got there before you did.
I think the midfield got torn apart slowly, not by actual Arsenal, but just in terms of how it just kind of went down and down.
It's as the game went on, doesn't it? We started,
and everyone's kicking off about not having any central midfielders on the bench. I don't know why Key wasn't there, but they're saying he had a slight knock. But
Key was fine. Key was fine, but the Lascelles and Dummett were not fully fit, so he's decided to put more defenders on the bench to cover that eventuality that one of them might be hurt. Meant though that we'll sacrifice centre midfield's position. Now I look at the bench again just this morning. I think we had 4 defenders on the bench, if you include Kraft and Williams, depending on what they are. So maybe we're a bit too heavy in that department. Because if you're playing 3 centre midfielders and you've got none on the bench, like that's 3 possible injuries you could get, and not to have any cover, I just think was madness. Like to be honest, but.
I think Hayden was well out of position the entire game. Like I didn't think he had a great game. I don't think it was, again, any fault of his own. I just think that he didn't see enough of it.
Are you just taking over Mark's role here?
No. I don't disagree. I'm backing myself up because I've said bad things in the player ratings, which you'll see soon. But didn't slate him on what he did. It was more that he just didn't really get to see much of the game. And I don't know what it was. He just seemed to be, him and Richie were kind of always constantly out of position, because of the way that the game was going.
It's strange now, like 2 football fans, because I watched the game with you.
Yeah.
That can watch a game and think 2 completely different things.
Well, I thought Hayden in the second half, he was the only one that ever tackled anyone. I think he was sliding in, tackling.
I think Dummett put a few in as well. Like Dummett did
a wonderful one. Aubameyang in the first half, great tackle.
It's like the Leicester game again.
But well, I guess we could go to the goal if you want or whatever. But the first half I thought was good. I thought we had good shape, we looked organised.
We controlled that for a good 15-20 minutes.
And I thought, you know what it is? Some of the shit I've seen this weekend, Watfords of the world and Norwiches of the world, I thought, you know what it is? Actually, this first half we'll look organised, we'll look good shape, we're causing them a bit of a threat. I was quite positive. I was quite positive. Then one thing happened when Shelby went off. When he went off, it all went to hell. And I'm not saying because that was Shelby. What I'm saying is how the game then transpired because of him going off.
It's because obviously, like we've just mentioned there, you don't have a centre midfield on the pitch. So when you lose one, you're thinking, who can I put in there to do that role?
Now,
So obviously the substitute comes on, so it's Williams that comes on, and Bruce has been slated for it. Where's the communication gone wrong yet? Is it Williams not taking it on board? Is it Bruce not telling him?
Well, Bruce has said
the manager tells him where to stand.
Bruce said he's told him, and Agnew told him where he's going to be playing, and he went on and went completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
So then apparently it was Craig Hope said you could hear Bruce going, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Yeah, like what's going on?
Word for word, what the fuck is he doing? So, but you still have to look at the manager's. The communication stops with him, doesn't it? And if the player isn't prepared to go out there, then
the other thing was though when he was waiting for that ball for like an eternity. When
time stood still, didn't it?
So behind him. Yeah. But he was probably
that he's still waiting.
He's in
the correct position then.
He was that host down at Brocky Wins today on the metro. He's down there, isn't he? That's where it was. Williams in disguise. I think he was in position then though because he wasn't playing central mid.
Yeah.
And do you think that the pass from Dummett was strong enough?
No.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It was just a comedy of errors from that moment.
Yeah, I think the both had fault.
To Willems tracking back and not getting there, and then Lascelles being nowhere near Aubameyang.
Well, I thought Shaw was running.
Shaw wasn't even there.
He was just walking, wasn't he?
But Lascelles wasn't watching. He was just looking at the ball and probably what Lascelles is like.
The thing that worries me is how long Williams is standing there waiting for the ball and the defender's nowhere near him. Like he takes a canny run up before he even gets to that ball.
I think Willems in general looked quite slow. You saw him going forward, and I know he tried to. He made up for it slightly when him and San Maximan teamed up a bit. But even then, he just looked clunky on the ball. He looked
so as soon as
through honey.
They got the ball from that full back position, then they're gone. Absolutely gone. I think it's fault from everyone's. Yeah, so Lascelles isn't clever enough to realise what's happening. Shaw is 3 metres behind everyone else.
I've watched it about 15 times.
Shea was waiting up front.
Lascelles he can't do anything. He's cut the ball out so quickly. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for us, the cross is class, and his first touch is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Off the surface of them conditions, the way it's skimmed off the surface, he just kills it dead, man. It's just unreal. If you had to put, say, one of our players in that position, we probably wouldn't have scored. I mean, it's just the sheer class of him on that moment was... And Shaw was absolutely nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And you've seen Lascelles and Shaw arguing for a long period of time after that.
Well, who was it? Hayden? Was it Hayden that came over? Hayden started having to go out the ball.
Lascelles hoigs him away. Dubravka comes over. Lascelles pushes him away. Because I think Lascelles... Obviously, I think Shea was having to go at him. And Lascelles is going, oh, where on earth were you?
Yeah.
And literally, when you watch it again, Shea is nowhere. And Shea loses the ball. Well, doesn't lose the ball, but Shea passes backwards.
Shea didn't even come into the camera shot until the ball was in the net.
He doesn't even come back. Shea was dreadful as well, you know. Dreadful all game.
Bad game.
Oh, God, he's trying these long balls going out to play, lost the ball going short. He had a shot towards the end of the game. We actually built it up really well. He blasted it from 40 yards out.
Yeah.
Really poor.
I knew it was done by then. That was the point where I just went, nah, not today.
But again, I sound like I'm really over criticising for one game, but I can only say what I say. Longstaff I thought was very poor, though. Shea was absolutely dreadful.
You know what Lascelles is like, though? He'll have a bad game and then he'll play out of his skin next week.
Yeah, I agree.
And that sometimes happens. And I think that we've seen that so many times with Lascelles, certainly against the bigger teams, the stronger teams who have got those proven European goal scorers up front against him. He seems a bit lost sometimes. But I still think he plays better with Lejeune.
So,
probably, yeah.
Let's talk about the referee. How do you think the referee handled it?
I thought he was alright, actually.
I thought he was giving a bit too much. I think there's a lot of players going down easy. So let's talk about the Almiron dive. We haven't even mentioned that.
God,
so we were watching like another once again, and Emil, you still under the impression that
No. I've
so have you changed your mind now?
I've come round to it completely. I think you don't want to see those decisions go against you. It was embarrassing, I felt, because I was just like, I have to be in denial here because I didn't think I'd see it from Almiron, and I was seeing what I wanted to see because I thought that there was some contact from the Arsenal lads, but then I watched it back again and it's just like...
So he's expecting the foul, then he goes down, then he realises, shit, there's no one here, so he sticks his foot out.
The lad took his leg away. The lad did look like...
Oh, yeah, I get that.
So then obviously Almiron sticks his leg out thinking, I'll get a bit contact, and he get a bit contact, but he's already on the deck when he gets a contact.
I would have preferred for him to just keep going. And fall over and then at least not get the yellow.
You know when a player's dived by how many players react? Yeah. And there's about 4 or 5 Arsenal players straight over the referee just going, what's going on?
Well, you know where I sit. I was at least 1.1 miles away from it and I knew it wasn't a penalty.
Well, then I think it was Gary Lineker that tweeted out saying, in a day where VARs came into football, you can't dive because even if you do it, you're going to get caught out. So they might award you a penalty and they'll go, hang on a second.
Bruce probably didn't tell him. Bruce probably hasn't been communicated. By the way, there's extra cameras today.
So it was I didn't like seeing it. Let's be honest, didn't like seeing it.
I'm not lost.
He's not done it.
I'm not thinking, oh, you're a dickhead. Like, but
it was probably more was made of it because it was in the box. Because we've seen Almiron go down like over nothing.
Oh, we've seen Zaha do this every week in, week out, and win it.
He's got some fantastic free kicks, and you know the goals against Bournemouth where Rondon fired it in last season. Almiron can still get you the decent little...
Almiron's assist.
Pretty much, yeah. By going down.
Not literally as Almiron's assist. That went down as an assist.
All right, okay.
I honestly think the first half Almiron was brilliant. Like, I kept saying it. Like, he was charging people down. He was winning the ball. I like it when he collects the ball deep.
Do you think he had a bit too much free rein though? A lot of people are saying that Almiron by the end of it was just playing where he wanted.
Well, it did feel that way, and also his decision making in the second half was dreadful.
Yeah.
There's a few times he beat 3 and 4 men, and I think it was one he had Longstaff running alongside him, and for some reason went the other way and then lost it. And I was thinking, what are you doing?
He was running across the pitch.
I don't know. You know, we seemed very desperate as the game went on. We just seemed to run out of ideas.
So talk about players that were playing any way they wanted. We've had Almiron, we've had Williams and Richie. At one point in the game, I think Bruce put him in centre midfield at one point.
That was because it was only
because he was the only one there. That was it. And I think when that happened, obviously, I've literally no idea what's happening. Yeah, not a clue.
He wanted Richie to play centre midfield with Hayden. That was, and then Williams to take Richie's place. That was it done. But that didn't happen. And Richie also continued to play
keep on shifting to the left.
So that was the problem. And then we were totally getting outdone in midfield.
Yeah.
Now I stood up a number of times to see what Bruce's reaction was. And every single time the ball went out of play or he had an opportunity, he was shouting at Hayden, saying, use two in the middle.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it just wasn't happening for a long period of time.
We mentioned this about Richie before, where he's been playing in a position, he starts wandering now and again, doesn't he? He just starts wandering where he's more comfortable.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel, though, that Richie almost... He tries to do everything because he wants to be the person who wins you the game. He wants to be the one that makes that tackle in the last second.
He feels as if like someone that's got...
He's like the dad of the group, and he's just like, right, you do that, I'm going to do this myself, leave that.
So if you want something done, do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That sort of player.
Comes in with a hammer or something.
Well, it seemed that way, didn't it? Because he was running around just charging at everybody, trying to start moves off, tackle someone.
I personally don't think that's a sign of a bad game for me. I mean,
no, I agree.
I think Richie, as ever, is going to be that fire that can win you a game or lose you. Well, not lose you a game, but I think he'll do.
And I think this can work for and against. I think I agree completely what you've said, and I think Bruce has also thought that. So has thought, I'll put you in centre midfield. You'll do as a job.
I'll trust you there.
He'll do as a job in there because you'll work hard, you'll graft. Yeah, he did, but unfortunately that meant he was out of position.
Yeah.
Because it's not his natural position, is it? So Hayden, bless him, was just getting done.
Has anyone ever seen him play there ever before? That's the first time I've ever seen him play in centre midfield. Yeah.
Now, going back to everything, when Shelby went off, now he's took Longstaff off because he's having a terrible game.
Yeah.
But that's a difficult decision to make when you haven't got another centre midfielder. Yeah. So for me, when Shelby went off, I thought he should have changed formation and went to 4 in midfield or something because you still had Hayden and Longstaff at that time. But he brought Williams on to try and almost be a centre midfielder. Just change formation, change your setup because you haven't got the personnel to keep the formation you want to keep.
So some of the positives from the game, Joe Linton looked okay at times. I know as the game went on, he's less involved, but I think the full team were. I think at the start he looked quite lively.
That Gladstone header was decent.
Yeah.
That was Richie's ball in.
It was
as
Richie's
well.
His hold-up play looked very, very good.
When he got the ball and he took it past the 3 players, made that chance himself. The shot at the end, of course. Anywhere else,
big deals been made about like the focus on him when we were watching it on the TV. You know, like, this is Joe Linton. It's Joe Linton first game in the Premier League.
40 million.
Yeah, 40 million. By the way,
number 9 shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I think he had a decent start.
He was okay.
Tough game, Arsenal.
Okay.
I thought his hold-up play and link-up play was at times brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good.
You and I said
really good.
It's not too short off what Rondon can do.
Yeah,
and he didn't stick to his chest, and he just ran with it on his chest for a bit. But like he did well keeping the ball in.
He did a mint one way in the centre circle. He chested it, then headed it through 2 of them to Emil. I was actually, he has got it at the feet. He's very comfortable with it at his feet. But and to be fair to Bruce said at the end of the game, we have to be doing more for him.
Yeah.
We have to be providing better opportunities because the poor lads up front in his own. And I say, how many times have I sat here and said this? Sometimes when I watch our strikers, they've literally got to control the ball on the chest from the halfway line, beat 4 players and score.
Yeah.
That's what we're asking them to do then, because we're not providing any service.
As well as that, Arsenal really shut up shop after their goal. I think
they
really tightened up, and it became like every time that we had those last few bits when Shea nearly scored in the last second, and it was just like, you can tell they've come for what they want now, and then that's it. Weak inside, going to get the 3 points, steal it, off they go.
So what really annoyed me about what happened in that game, I know I'm just being petty here, but the ball's going out, and I think I can't remember which one of our defenders goes to pass it back to the keeper. And when that Arsenal substitute comes on from nowhere and just like defends the ball off the pitch. So that's clear like time waste. And he's trying to say, the ball's still in play. I'm going to hang on, referee, have some balls here.
Yeah, the keeper was doing it a lot as well.
So something else. So one more positive to take from the game. We've had loads of negativity about the game, and I don't think it was as bad as what people are making out.
Surprise.
I think the weather's just affected everyone when everyone's on a downer. But
that was dreadful.
Same maximum.
Did you like him?
Oh, of course, I love anyone like
really?
that. Any player that's willing to like try.
That was one of the highlights of the.
So he comes on, and the first thing he does,
he
goes, takes a past the player, goes back, takes a past him again, hides it in the box. Absolutely unbelievable ball.
That is when Joe needs to be in there,
in that back post area.
Got to be there.
Fantastic ball. And I think earlier in the game, a great ball as well, which I witnessed. I think Almiron was taken towards away goal, then he cut it back in and just went straight across goal. Mm-hmm. And there's no one there again. I'm thinking, these are the chances where the top teams, there's someone there just banging that in.
Yeah. I did see, to be fair, I know I've just said what I've said about Joe Linton. There was a couple of times I did think, God, why aren't you in there?
He was tracking back a lot of the time.
He was really.
So was Almiron as well, weren't they?
He was doing a good job. Almiron, I think he made a vital tackle outside of our box. I was like, what's he doing there?
Yeah.
Get up the pitch, man.
He did I felt so sorry for me now. He picked up the ball on the left-hand side, and he absolutely rinsed their fullback. I was like,
twice he fell out.
Slippy pitch.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, there was a few times he tried and he left the ball behind him. But again, if you've got a player that's going to try and be two or three men every time he gets a ball,
that's what happens.
It's going to happen. And he's got loads of pace. Could be a very exciting.
For someone that
he's the
since the minute we got linked with him, he's got no end product.
Aye.
The only videos I've ever seen is him banging the goals in training.
Yeah.
He comes on the pitch. If that's not an assist waiting to happen,
I've said this for
honest.
years. I've said this for a long time. And people say like he's got no end product. Now that ball he put in when he first came on,
it's not his fault. No one's on the end of it.
It's not his fault. That ball is perfect. It's not his fault. No one's on the end of it. I hate that end product business.
He's also got the perfect attitude to be an impact sub because he's the type of player. I know we've heard all these things about his attitude and you know he might not have the days where he can be bothered, but days like that when he sees us losing, he's going to come off that bench and he's going to want to be the star. And you know I reckon he's got a bit of an ego about him, in a good way, that he's going to be like, right, well I'm going to go on there, I'm going to score that goal, and then I'm going to be the hero for the day, and he'll love it.
He did another bit where he cut inside the shot. It wasn't the greatest of shots, like.
It was great what he done because
he didn't half come inside.
During that when we were watching it in Shark, what I said I love a winger that'll just drop a shoulder, cut inside. What Townsend does, what Shaqiri does, like where he just takes it, cut in, bang.
And you know what he's going to do, but he's that good at it, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
You know, and he did that again, as you say.
He's the type of player where the manager go, don't let him cut in, don't let him cut in, cut in every single time.
And it was very reminiscent of when Ben Arthur cut in against Villa.
Yeah.
And I thought if that ground wasn't as wet, because the ball kind of went along. That pitch, man, it was like
it was awful.
It was a hazard.
It was awful. Like it was awful.
It was absolutely rank day.
It was awful. It was awful.
Rank day.
I blame the Notting Hill Carnival. Anything else we can blame apart from the players?
We'll get a Pordew handbook out and we'll find out. We'll find out what it is.
I had a huge argument after the game with someone in the Platinum Club, like massive.
You've been arguing with your dad again?
No, I stayed back to watch a bit of the Man United game, and this bloke, honest to God, anyone that was willing to listen is just having a go. Like, he's having to go about the substitutions, he's having to go about Bruce, he's having to go about the tactics, having to go about everything, right? Everything. And he kept saying the same thing over and over again, that why did he bring why did we have three left wingers on? He kept saying it all the time. Well, I had no injury concerns and he brought on three left wingers. So then I had to go over and go, well, actually, Shelby was injured and we didn't have a centre midfielder on the bench.
I do a podcast.
And no, I never ever say that, ever. And I went, actually, we had no centre midfielders on the bench and Shelby was injured. And he just literally jumped on us, like literally just went berserk.
I didn't know Shelby was injured. I didn't have a clue.
Going off on that minute, I thought that he
was injured. You could see in the first half, he did a min sliding tackle in the first half, and he got up and he pointed straight. He was like holding his leg straight away.
There was another one where one of the Arsenal players took him down as well. Like Shelby got the ball and he ran and he just went through him. I was like, if that was anyone else, Shelby did that to someone.
Shelby lost the ball. He lost the ball. Then he went in for the challenge afterwards.
Right. And he won it back, but he done his leg in. But then it went from that argument, and then all of a sudden he started talking about possession. Right, this bloke, right? I couldn't believe it. See how much possession we had, and he started getting his phone out with stats and that. We only had this much possession, and I went, hold on a second. I went, were you here last year, mate? Did you come here last year? And he was like, yeah, I didn't. I love Rafa. Rafa's the main man. We should still have Rafa. And I went, and you're now bleating on about possession to me. And then he didn't know what to say.
So we found this, didn't we, when we were outside? Now I personally think a lot of people just wanted to be negative for the sake of being negative. Before the game, there was so much positivity. There was a lot of people who weren't boycotting, who were like, I want to be here, and I think we can do it. And I think that, to be honest, that team probably could do a job on Arsenal. After the game, so many people were going, oh, it was Bruce making the substitutions. I was like, we have lost by 1 goal to Arsenal before, and Rafael Benitez was in charge. So, and then one of them actually went, well, fair point, actually. I don't know why I'm so angry. And I'm like, don't direct your anger at that one guy because Willems was out of place.
And it was
it's like, come on, it's just fitting the narrative. It's this narrative that...
Totally agree.
If we'd won, there'd been like, it's like the usual thing. Fans wouldn't have celebrated if we'd won. Like, oh, God's sake.
They'd be gutted, eh?
Fuck. Jesus, man, look at him.
You're right. Well, then, so my dad got involved. My dad just went mental from 0 to 10. I mean, honestly, he literally just pulled me out of the way. Right, you. He just had a right go at him. And he went, the bottom line of all of this, you just don't like Steve Bruce, do you? That's what it is. And he went, I hate Steve Bruce. And he went, well, there you go then. That's it. So you can talk about subs, you can talk about the weather, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. The bottom line of all of it is you just don't like the man. So no matter what happens, you're not going to like it.
I would love to be in a situation where you could just play those games in front of someone. You don't know who the manager is. No one's going to know. If that was a like sort of.
Remember all them games?
I definitely think if you played the first hour, you wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, second hour when it started going a bit shit.
Yeah.
But
you wouldn't know any different.
Do you remember all the games where Salomon Rondon wasn't scoring any goals and people were going, well, Mitrovic is scoring?
Anyone remembers them days, mate.
Well, exactly.
I agree with you totally.
He did score the other day.
No, he did. No, but you're right though. You're right. I remember.
It's true. It's just.
I remember Rondon first came on. He looked about 80 stone.
Oh,
and
exactly,
it literally couldn't run.
And Perez and Rondon weren't working together.
Yeah, and everyone was kicking off. Aye.
This start of this year.
Totally agree.
We have to win a game. We'll have to win.
But we'll beat. Even if we beat Norwich at the beginning of the bit, it's only Norwich. So you still not win. You still not be able to win.
We're not going to win a game.
Remember when Demba Remember that pre-season Demba had? Everyone slating him. Well, that's what you get when you play now. He's absolute shite. He's injury prone. Best striker I've had since Shiva.
Do you remember Cisse after he had his good start?
I still loved him.
I love
Cisse. I just think
never ever come on, Jan Slate.
I know. I'm not at all. I love how.
So it's like you said. There's a lot of negativity. And it's all from the owner down over, passing on to the fans, and the fans just throwing it back at the likes of the manager and the players.
So he actually did the boycott.
Actually, yours does boycott. Williams, Jesus Christ, his Instagram post.
I didn't see
the comments.
Some of the comments on his Instagram.
Sad.
You lost us the game, blah blah blah.
God,
why are you doing that?
Has he got kids?
Like,
Has he
why
got
are you
kids?
doing
They'll
that?
be next.
Honestly,
we're a nightmare fan base. I'm telling you, man. I see it too much. They're just hopeless, man.
Do you not think
honestly,
though that because we see so much of it that I reckon any fan base.
it's probably any fan base.
Probably
any
is.
fan base. It's because we're involved. So it's obviously you see
You look
your
and-
comments from your
yeah.
own fans. Of course you do.
It's embarrassing, though.
A big cross board though, but you shouldn't be doing it. At the
Did
end
you
of the
see
day.
Steve Wraith arguing with Pete Graves? I know I went way off here. Did you see
Yeah.
that? What's that about, man?
No, I did.
Like, there's just no need
See
for it.
Gavin
is there?
Peacock.
You see Alex Bruce today.
Oh no, what?
Oh, you've been off Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter.
Oh, Alex Bruce has been defending his dad.
Go on, son.
Against who was it?
It was
Craig Hope.
Craig
It was
Hope.
Craig Hope. Oh, back and forwards.
Really?
Then all the tweets got deleted.
Oh, really?
I saw a lot of people slating Bruce. No, but I think about it and I'm like, how many sons of the manager at such a high-profile club? I'm not at all defending what Alex Bruce did, but it must be hard to watch.
But let's remember, we're one game in, and he's having to go and defend his dad already.
I know.
It's a shambles. It's
He might as well
absolute
go on
shambles.
social media if this is where it
Oh, I
started.
know.
If we had been Watford that weekend beat off Brighton at home 3-0, I'd tell you what it is. I'd probably be there having a go.
Yeah.
You can't beat 1-0 off Arsenal by one lapse of a bad pass, a bit of concentration. We were hardly outplayed by
It's
them.
easy to blame Bruce, isn't it? Because he's the target there. It's
God,
easy to blame him.
Well, that's the issue. It's going to be every single time something
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean? One of our players could probably commit murder, and it would be Bruce's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's,
Do you think it had been the other way
Bruce would
around?
probably come out and say, well,
allegedly.
I hold my hands up.
A lot of the journalists now, they're saying stuff like, "Oh, it's Bruce's fault. The book ends with him." Blah 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 blah.
The book end.
If it had been under Rafa,
That's how I felt when I saw that.
if it had been under Rafa, do you think it would have been like, "Why is the player not listening to
it
Rafa?"
was never Rafa's fault, was it?
If it was Rafa, it'd be we weren't attacking enough.
Yeah.
It'd be, oh, he should have shot and it was boring football. The fans don't want this. No one can win at the minute. And we're going to, you know what, we might go out next weekend, we might beat Norwich 4-0 and then go, well, it should have been 5, but that's Bruce.
It's probably right there. Going back to your Rafa point though, I have to agree that if the whole game had played out the same way, people would have probably said, well, it was Dummett's fault, it was a shit pass, or Williams hasn't come towards the ball. End of argument.
I think
we'll move on.
Exactly, that's it. That was one mistake. Bruce didn't pass the ball to Willems.
Bruce didn't come towards it.
Yeah, did you not see Bruce just behind Willems holding him back? Going, no, you wait, son. Told the Arsenal player where he's going to put it.
Did you see his back heel? It was great. Like on the
Oh,
sidelines.
Bruce's back heel.
Did he play centre midfield? Can he play centre midfield?
I'm going to set up a Twitter
Right, so
account for
it's
that.
not all doom and gloom just yet, is it?
Absolutely not.
I'm
Come back next week,
absolutely
it will be.
We lost 11 games before we changed anything.
That was Bruce's
last
fault,
season. Pulling the strings from Villa.
No, you know what it is. Honestly, I'm no issues whatsoever. Was I disappointed we lost? I was. But I'm not crying about it.
And that was because
we're
of
all
Arsenal.
right. We're
It's 'cause
all
of
right.
Arsenal.
We're not crying yet.
Absolutely not.
Soon.
Give it
We're
an
not-
hour.
not
If
just
I'm
yet.
going to cry in my bed about losing 1-0 off Arsenal, then there's something wrong with me. To be honest with you, like it is what it is. Move on. Like so what?
So moving on, that's us done for the night, for the day, for the morning, whenever you're watching this. God knows when you're going to be watching it. But like I said, it's not all doom and gloom. There was some positives to take from the game. The new lads done well apart from Willems.
Yeah.
So
Lost us the bloody game.
yeah, let's hope next game against Norwich we've got some more centre midfielders.
Yeah. Well, you put some on the bench, like
It would help. It would help.
Yeah.
Key.
It would help.
And I still personally would like to change the system, but that's never going to happen.
System, is that what we're calling it now?
I stopped before.
System, Steve.
It's not going to happen, though, is it?
Right, thanks for watching.
That was me
thanks for
Sean Connery
listening.
impression.
What was it?
And we're done. So we're done. We'll see you in the question and answer.
In a bit. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.